We wanted to bring a clip. There was illegal. The whole thing with the Disney lawyers and so we can't show you a clip. We're just going to show you the episode.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Welcome to my spoiler review of the first episode of Joss Whedon's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's right, I elbowed my way through line for 8 hours and was rewarded with the very first episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. It wasn't without its problems. They did actually go up and down the aisles with these laser beams pointed in people's eyes just to make sure you weren't recording stuff. But don't worry, I'm going to do a full review so you'll know everything that I know. I also posted the full panel footage online too, so you can find out what the actors had to say and what Joss Whedon had to say. They mostly used the panel to talk about all the new actors on the show. Obviously, they're not really focusing so much on the superheroes. It's really about regular people. So think of it as more of like an office action slash comedy, just because Joss Whedon does that so well. So the setup for the episode was actually really funny. Joss Whedon actually came out, with everyone. They introduced all the actors, and he said, "Well, we were going to show off a clip, but why don't we just show you the whole episode?" So obviously the audience went crazy, and that's when all the laser beams came out. And so just, turn your cameras off. The episode starts off with J. August Richards' character and his son, and obviously this is post-Avengers, so we see a lot of superheroes, and his son is lingering on a lot of these action figures, so you get a lot of imagery from the Marvel Universe. And if you've seen the clips and the teasers, you see the scenes where J. August Richards rescues that person from the burning building and just jumps, all the way off the top of the building to the ground. That's basically like the opening scene. During that scene, Chloe Bennett, who basically plays like this tech genius on the show, catches him doing it and basically tracks him down and learns his identity. So obviously the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are trying to find J. August Richards and learn who he is and try and help him, but they can't do it. So they basically need Chloe Bennett's character to help them track them down. But before they get there, we actually meet Brett Dalton's character. He's kind of like the James Bondy quarterback of the show. On the panel, Joss Whedon actually said that this is Brett Dalton's very first TV job ever, so high five to him for landing a Joss Whedon show and an ABC show and a Marvel show. That's a bit of a trifecta. But we basically find out that Brett Dalton's character is like this lone wolf character, and a big part of his arc is actually learning to work with the core S.H.I.E.L.D. team, which we kind of meet throughout the course of the episode. We also meet some people from the Whedonverse, which is really cool. If you remember Shepard Book from Firefly, he's actually a doctor in S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, and Colby Smulders is in the episode too. So get excited. Her actually last season on How I Met Your Mother is happening this year, so there's a good chance that she'll be in a lot of episodes going forward. Next, we get some references about Agent Coulson's death. It's actually Brett Dalton learns that Agent Coulson isn't dead as he's brought into the core S.H.I.E.L.D. team. And although they don't explain how Coulson survived, there are some lines from Kobe Smulders that lead me to believe that he's either, say, like a clone with a transplanted consciousness or memories, or a life model decoy, like a lot of people believe. Personally, I think there's more credence to the clone theory, but you can let me know what you think if you either saw the pilot or when the episode eventually airs. So Coulson actually sends the core S.H.I.E.L.D. team off to find Chloe Bennett and bring her into the fold, since she's basically set up as this person who can be smarter than they are. Obviously, rather than capture her and detain her, Coulson decides that it's more effective to turn her into a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. One of the big things this Chloe Bennett character is actually used for too is providing an in for new viewers into the Marvel universe. So obviously, remember, this is a Disney show on a Disney network, so they wanted to appeal to as many people as possible. So Chloe Bennett's character is basically used to kind of explain a lot of the technical jargon or maybe some of the Marvel Easter eggs that people who haven't read the comics might not understand. And like I mentioned earlier, this is technically the Whedonverse, even though Joss Whedon isn't running the show. He's really just an executive producer. So Chloe Bennett actually helps provide some of the early comedic beats. There's also some scenes between her character and Brett Dalton's character that lead me to believe that there'll be some shipping going on this season. Although if you watched a lot of Joss Whedon series in the past, sometimes it takes a long time for those kinds of relationships to develop. So I don't think they're going to be hooking up anytime soon, but just based on what I've seen, I kind of think that they're basically kind of pair off eventually. So as we get to learn more in the episode about J. August Richards' character, we find out that he's basically just a normal guy who lost his job due to an injury, and a mystery doctor told him that they could make him stronger. And basically the mechanism they use is the Iron Man 3 Extremis. So obviously he's really strong now, but the threat is that if he can't control his powers, he'll basically explode and kill a bunch of people. So he's also got this caterpillar on his arm, and even though that's Chitauri, they don't really explain too much how the Chitauri tech affects his extremist powers. So obviously the episode ends on a high note, but we don't really know if we're going to see J. August Richards in the future of the series. Personally, I think we will see him. He might not be in every episode, but they'll be tracking down different people in all these different episodes. Obviously, that's basically like the core mission. They're basically like the X-Files meets Buffy. So it'll be like, a lot of weird sci-fi stuff going on with a lot of humorous beats. I don't know how I felt about the use of extremists in the episode. It felt like they were kind of taking the easy path. Honestly, I really think they did that just because there's so much of a popular awareness of the extremists because of Iron Man 3. So I think that was more of a strategic decision rather than something that they thought was cool. One of the really badass characters that we meet in the show is Ming Na. They don't really fully explain this dark past her character has, but we do learn that she basically has this really dangerous history, and I think they're going to use all of season 1, just like the Coulson survival story, to kind of explain who she is and why she is the way she is. Overall, I really love the show, and I'm definitely going to be watching it every week. I'll be doing weekly S.H.I.E.L.D. videos. Be sure to subscribe them as soon as it comes. It's going to be coming late in September, so that's around the same time that Legend of Korra comes, so there's going to be a ton of awesome TV content on my channel, so get really excited. Honestly, one of the big lingering questions, though, is the survival of Agent Coulson. How did he survive? Is he a life model decoy? Is he a clone? Is he a cyborg? Is he something else? Let me know what you think right below in the comments. Honestly, I think they're going to take the rest of the season to explain that mystery, and it's just going to be tied up in all this Chitauri tech and whoever this big villain is, whether it's AIM or some other evil organization or even just a person. Overall, the tone that I got from Joss Whedon on the Comic-Con panel is that he's really focusing on the core cast. It has virtually nothing to do with the superheroes in the Marvel Universe. It's really about just this core team of S.H.I.E.L.D. members that just kind of come together and try and solve these problems together. In other news, I'm also going to be doing a lot of Breaking Bad videos. There's only 8 episodes left in the season, and it's going to premiere this Sunday. So I'll be doing recaps each week, so get really excited. You still have time to catch up. Even though I'm going to VidCon this weekend, I'll try to post a Breaking Bad preview just to catch everyone up really quickly. If you do happen to see me at VidCon, be sure to give me a high five. I'll totally give you a high five back. In the meantime, though, check out my review of the Doctor Who 50th anniversary trailer from Comic-Con by clicking here. It was totally awesome. And learn about all the new characters that are coming to Game of Thrones Season 4 by clicking here. Thanks for watching. High fives for everyone. VidCon high five. See you later. Bye.